people think about like the parlor tricks. I don't want to say parlor tricks because they really work, but clucking like a chicken or like the different aspects of hypnosis. They're not thinking about what it's really utilized for. And it is really basically just to change your perspective on things. Like NLP was the first thing I decided to study because I was less interested in it. And I knew it was going to take longer to study, which is kind of backward thinking, I think. But I was like, yeah. But then I was like, oh, that's actually really, I just realized they're very coincide with one another. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And actually I use a lot of the tools in hypnosis because they're kind of like the same. They're opposite sides of the same coins. Yeah, it basically walks somebody, if there's like something that's kind of traumatic to them, it puts them in a different perspective. So they're outside of it. So they're very disassociated. So they're typically see themselves in a movie theater and they would be sitting in a movie theater seat, but then they'd kind of disassociate and be in the projector room. So they're not seeing the person that's in the seat is directly seeing the movie screen of the incident that's happening. But if you see it all dissociated, so it's like black and white, and then you're not kind of in it, but you might, it's very involved, but you basically are very, very disassociated. So you kind of see things from a different perspective completely. And
when you see things from a different perspective, you remember it differently.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to note that every time you recall something, you restore it in your memory in a different way. And so, this is one of many techniques of NLP that get people the results fast, and yes, people say, oh, sometimes they come in and they expect miracles, but miracles actually can happen too. In one session, like the little, not even a full session with your mom doing one technique with her, and suddenly she's swimming again, and she's sending you videos of in the pool. I mean, that's a pretty big shift for maybe a 15 to 30 minute little exercise.
Yeah, my dad initially was like, "What are you studying? I don't understand what's going on." And then he saw that and he's like, "Oh, okay, you continue to do what you're doing." And it was like, "All right, that's fine."
Okay, and then so from NLP, then you got into hypnosis.
Yeah, I got into hypnosis, which is just, it's funny because whenever someone's like, what is hypnosis? There's like, you can talk to 1,000 hypnotists and you'll get like 1,000 different answers. But
so what is your definition?
Oh, God. I say numerous different definitions depending on who I'm talking to.
So what Lonnie's really saying is that if you ask her on any given day, you're going to get a different response. Not that
Yeah. I will say, I'll give it a couple of responses. So I would say like it's seeding ideas to alter perception or create different perspectives in order to open someone up to new possibilities to create a new reality for themselves. Or I'll say, and what I tend to say like when I meet someone is, because there's so many misconceptions about hypnosis and it gets like really flooded with like movies, and if you ever see the movie Get Out, it looks terrifying. So all I typically say is it's awareness focused inwards. And we do that all day. So, but it's like a heightened hyper focus or narrowed focus, like as if you were like watching a movie and you get immersed in the movie or get absorbed and you don't kind of notice the surroundings in that theater. That's a state of trance or natural induced state, of trance. Or, if you're immersed in a book and you're not aware, you're getting involved in the story and you're not aware of the room that you're in, that's a state of hypnosis. So there's all these different natural states of trance. And when you do hypnosis, it's just basically taking that trance and formally utilizing that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And what do you think it's good for?
Hypnosis? What isn't it good for? I think that's the bigger question.
There we go. I mean, I'm a firm believer too. Like, it's hard for me because I always promote everything downstairs and all of our different work that we do, because I think that there's a place for everything and everything in its place. But when you had the mind of like, oh well, we can reprogram your mind and like come in and let me just do this, and I see that thread we can pull or that seed we can plant, and
it's fascinating. I mean, if you just think, God, anything from fears to phobias to anxiety, like physical pain, like helping manage people's physical pain,
Yeah, I mean, even you hear about it with like hypnobirthing, you know.
Yeah, hypnobirthing.
I don't specialize in that, but you know, there's people that do, and
Yeah.
you know, people are having full on, they're going through labor without any anesthesia, and they're not experiencing any pain either because they've conditioned themselves through hypnosis.
Yeah, I mean,
And hypnoanesthesia too.
yes, that's intense. It's intense, but yeah, there's like so many different things, like, and what I find interesting is like you can help somebody with some topic or subject that they want to change, and then you notice afterwards that how that helped them, not only with that but like other things. It has this like domino effect, that like other things get addressed or gets opened to like, oh, maybe there's something else I need to address. People think about like the parlor tricks. I don't want to say parlor tricks because they really work, but they think about like you know, like clucking like a chicken, or like the different aspects of hypnosis. They're not thinking about what it's really utilized for. And it is really basically just to change your perspective on things, like to give you some new insights, new perspectives, so you can have those aha moments. And it's you creating that. It's not like we're not really doing anything, you know, like we might be guiding somebody, but like it's the hypnotee that's like exploring their own inner world. So, you know, that's the fascinating thing. It's like, it's not like this, you know, this kind of state of magic. It's like you're creating your own magic within your own mind, and you're solving your own issues. You're providing your own solutions, and that's what is cool. I like to deal with like anxious issues because I can relate to that. So like any sort of anxieties, also, I mean, stress management. Basically, I help people with that, like of having maybe childhood issues that they've brought into their adult life. Okay. So they brought that in, and it's like kind of, you know how we like have an experience, and we kind of get socialized into having that experience over and over, constant triggers that keep going on in our lives, and we keep getting re-triggered. So dealing with that, so you don't have to deal with that anymore. So kind of clearing of that, like past issues, past wounds. God, so yeah, I mean, I've dealt with people who had chronic pain, fibromyalgia, just helping people manage their physical pain in some ways and shapes or forms. But I think I like just functioning people who get stuck in life, you know, like having issues with, you know, feeling really torn and not getting clarity in like what to do, and that state of just like, because sometimes they just need to relax and like clear their head and like have insight just come to them in some ways that they're not allowing to happen. Sometimes our shifting our awareness can create really such a big change, and we don't realize how easily it can be to change perspective sometimes, because we're just so locked in, you know, like how we're in that state of mind.
If you like this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. And we also have amazing link right there for some cool product. I know you want to check it out. I know you want to click it. Go ahead. Come on. You can do it. All right, until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.